I prayed and prayed, but nothing happened. These words echo through countless hearts, carrying the weight of disappointment and confusion. From the depths of hospital rooms to quiet bedside prayers, millions wrestle with the silence that sometimes follows their most earnest requests to God. Today, we're diving deep into one of faith's most challenging mysteries through the profound insights of Lewis's personal letters. Not just another surface-level exploration, but a journey into understanding why some prayers seem to vanish into thin air while others receive immediate answers. What you'll discover in the next few minutes might completely transform your perspective on prayer. We'll uncover hidden wisdom from Lewis's intimate correspondence that few have explored, revelations that could reshape your entire approach to communicating with God. This isn't about simple answers or feel-good solutions. Instead, we're examining raw, honest insights from a brilliant mind who struggled with these same questions. Someone who walked through the valley of unanswered prayers and emerged with understanding that has brought comfort to generations. You'll learn why what seems like silence might actually be the most profound answer, and how the prayers you think went unanswered might have been answered in ways you never expected. Whether you're feeling frustrated with prayer, seeking deeper understanding, or simply curious about spiritual growth, these insights will give you a new lens through which to view your conversations with God. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand prayer in a way that most believers never do, through the eyes of someone who dared to question, seek, and ultimately find remarkable truth in the mystery of unanswered prayers. True prayer, as revealed in Lewis's letters, stretches far beyond our modern misconceptions. Most people approach prayer like a cosmic vending machine. Insert requests, expect immediate results. But Lewis discovered something profoundly different through years of personal correspondence with spiritual seekers. Prayer, in its purest form, emerges as a transformative conversation that shapes both speaker and speech. Within Lewis's intimate letters to friends and strangers alike, he consistently emphasized how prayer serves not to change God's mind, but to align our hearts with divine wisdom. Much like a child growing through conversations with a loving parent, prayer gradually molds our desires and understanding. Beyond mere petition and plea, Lewis identified prayer as an instrument of personal metamorphosis. His letters reveal countless instances where seemingly failed prayers actually initiated deep internal changes. One particularly moving example describes how his own prayers during his wife's illness led not to the healing he desperately sought, but to a profound revelation about love's true nature. Most fascinatingly, Lewis's correspondence suggests that authentic prayer operates more like a relationship than a transaction. Just as meaningful conversations between friends involve both speaking and listening, genuine prayer requires receptivity to divine responses that might manifest in unexpected ways. Through his letters, Lewis paints prayer as an ongoing dialogue that shapes our spiritual sensitivity and emotional maturity. Critical misunderstandings about prayer's nature often stem from viewing it through a mechanistic lens. Lewis's letters repeatedly address this error, pointing out how treating prayer as a mere tool for wish fulfillment misses its deeper purpose. Instead, he presents prayer as a mysterious yet practical pathway for spiritual formation and character development. Within these personal exchanges, Lewis illuminates how prayer functions as both a mirror, reflecting our true desires, and a chisel, reshaping our spiritual awareness. His insights reveal prayer not as a means to bend divine will to human wishes, but as an intimate exchange that gradually aligns human hearts with divine purposes, fostering wisdom, patience, and spiritual maturity along the way. Profound tension exists between what we desperately want and what divine wisdom knows we truly need. Throughout Lewis's letters, this theme emerges repeatedly as he counsels those grappling with seemingly unanswered prayers. His correspondence reveals a striking pattern. Prayers that seemed cruelly denied often protected people from unseen consequences or led them toward greater good. Most significantly, Lewis points out how limited human perspective prevents us from seeing full implications of our requests. Within his letters to bereaved friends, he shares how his own desperate prayers for his wife's healing taught him this lesson intimately. While he pleaded for more time together, he came to recognize how divine wisdom might encompass factors beyond his comprehension. Raw honesty fills these personal exchanges as Lewis acknowledges how painful this truth can feel. He never dismisses human desires as insignificant. Instead, he illuminates how they often reflect deeper longings that God seeks to fulfill in unexpected ways. Through countless examples in his correspondence, he shows how rejected surface-level requests sometimes lead to profound soul-level satisfaction. Surprisingly, Lewis's letters reveal how unanswered prayers frequently protect us from our own short-sightedness. Much like a parent who denies a child's request for endless candy, divine wisdom sometimes withholds immediate gratification for long-term benefit. His writings overflow with stories of people who later expressed gratitude for prayers that initially appeared rejected, for characters that may be unfaithful, for hearts that immediately appeared false. Whether it's skipping, praying, or living. Beyond simple denial, Lewis describes divine wisdom as actively reshaping human desires through seemingly unanswered prayers. His letters trace personal journeys where initial disappointment transformed into deeper understanding. People who prayed for relationships found self-acknowledge instead. Those seeking career advancement discovered meaningful purpose. Prayers for healing led to spiritual wholeness alongside physical challenges. Such insights carry particular weight coming from someone who experienced both answered and unanswered prayers profoundly. Lewis's correspondence shows how divine wisdom operates not to frustrate human desires, but to fulfill them at deeper levels than originally conceived. This perspective offers hope by suggesting that apparent silence might actually indicate active divine engagement in bringing about greater good than initially requested. Miraculous transformation occurs within us when prayers seemingly go unanswered. Lewis's letters paint vivid portraits of individuals whose spiritual DNA underwent profound changes through persistent prayer, even when desired outcomes remained elusive. Rather than merely receiving what they asked for, these people discovered themselves fundamentally altered by continuing to pray despite apparent silence. With an intimate correspondence spanning decades, Lewis describes how unanswered prayers often initiate deep internal work. People who began by desperately seeking external changes found themselves experiencing unexpected internal renewal. One particularly moving letter recounts how a woman's persistent prayers for her husband's transformation ultimately led to her own spiritual awakening and growth in compassion. Prayer's transformative power emerges most clearly in Lewis's reflections on suffering and loss. His letters reveal how continuing to pray through difficulty shapes character in ways that immediate answers never could. Much like precious metals refined by fire, human souls develop resilience and depth through maintaining faith. Most profoundly, Lewis's correspondence shows how unanswered prayers gradually shift our perspective from temporal to eternal concerns. People who initially prayed for surface-level changes found themselves developing deeper spiritual awareness. Their letters trace journeys from focusing solely on immediate circumstances to gaining eternal perspective on life. Signs of transformation appear repeatedly throughout these exchanges: increased patience, deeper empathy, stronger faith, and broader perspective. Lewis notes how individuals who persisted in prayer despite disappointment often discovered their desires themselves being transformed. What began as specific requests for change evolved into deeper communion with divine presence. Surprisingly, many correspondents eventually expressed gratitude for prayers that remained unanswered in their original form. Through persistent prayer, they found themselves changed in ways they never anticipated or initially desired. Their experiences suggest that divine silence might actually facilitate deeper transformation than immediate answers would allow. Beyond simple petition and response, prayer emerges in Lewis's letters as a crucible for spiritual formation. Those who continue praying despite apparent lack of response often find themselves reshaped in profound ways, developing spiritual muscles they never knew they needed. This transformation process, while challenging, frequently produces lasting change that extends far beyond original prayer requests. Divine timing operates on a different scale than human impatience demands. Lewis's letters repeatedly address this crucial disparity between our desire for immediate answers and God's eternal perspective. Through numerous personal exchanges, he illuminates how prayers often receive answers, just not within expected timeframes or anticipated. Most striking among these correspondences are stories of prayers answered years or even decades after initial requests. One particularly moving letter describes someone who prayed desperately for spiritual awakening in a loved one, only to witness that transformation 20 years later. Such delayed responses reveal how divine timing weaves through life's complexities in ways human perspective can't initially grasp. Behind apparent divine silence often lies intricate preparation for fuller answers than originally sought. Lewis's letters paint vivid pictures of how seemingly unanswered prayers actually set in motion chains of events leading to greater outcomes. Much like a master chess player thinking several moves ahead, divine wisdom sometimes delays responses to achieve more comprehensive results. Growing spiritual maturity emerges as people learn to view their prayers through time's longer lens. Throughout his correspondence, Lewis notes how perspective shifts dramatically when people look back on previously unanswered prayers. Distance often reveals how divine timing protected them from premature answers or prepared them for better outcomes. Fascinatingly, Lewis's letters show how delayed answers frequently arrive with perfect timing relative to surrounding circumstances. Prayers seemingly ignored for years suddenly receive responses when all necessary elements align. These experiences suggest divine wisdom considers factors beyond individual requests, orchestrating answers within broader life contexts. Wisdom gained through waiting appears as another crucial theme in Lewis's correspondence. People who initially struggled with delayed responses often develop deeper faith and broader perspective through the waiting process. Their letters reveal how extended periods of apparent silence fostered spiritual growth that immediate answers might have prevented. Beyond mere delay, divine timing emerges as an instrument of preparation and protection. Lewis's insights reveal how periods of waiting often serve to develop necessary character qualities or remove obstacles that would have hindered full prayer fulfillment. This broader perspective offers hope by suggesting that current silence might actually indicate active divine work behind the scenes. Free will interweaves complexly with prayer's outcomes, creating a delicate dance between divine response and human choice. Lewis's letters explore this intricate relationship, revealing how prayers involving other people's decisions face unique challenges. Within his correspondence, numerous examples show how God's respect for human freedom sometimes affects prayer's visible results. Most significantly, prayers requesting changes in others' behavior encounter free will's boundaries. Lewis's letters frequently address this sensitive issue, noting how divine wisdom operates without overriding individual choice. One particularly poignant exchange describes parents praying for their child's return to faith, while recognizing that genuine belief requires personal decision rather than forced compliance. Deep wisdom emerges from Lewis's insights about praying in alignment with free will's reality. His correspondence suggests that effective prayers often focus on opening hearts and minds rather than demanding specific actions from others. This approach respects both divine sovereignty and human freedom, creating space for genuine transformation rather than mere behavior. Surprisingly, Lewis's letters reveal how unanswered prayers sometimes protect free will's integrity. When people pray for others to make certain choices, divine wisdom might appear silent precisely to preserve authentic decision-making capability. These situations highlight prayer's role in influencing rather than controlling outcomes involving other individuals. Personal responsibility remains crucial, even amid earnest prayer. Throughout his correspondence, Lewis emphasizes how prayer shouldn't replace necessary human action or decision-making. Instead, it operates alongside personal effort and choice, creating partnership between divine guidance and human initiative. Beyond simple causation, prayer's relationship with free will reveals subtle complexity. Lewis's insights show how prayers might influence circumstances or provide opportunities while still preserving individual choice. His letters describe numerous instances where divine response created favorable conditions for positive choices without forcing specific outcomes. Within these personal exchanges, Lewis illuminates how prayer often works through influence rather than control when other people's decisions are involved. This perspective offers hope by suggesting that seemingly unanswered prayers might actually be working through subtle channels, respecting free will while still pursuing divine purposes. Such wisdom helps refine prayer approaches, focusing less on controlling others' choices and more on creating conditions conducive to positive change. Spiritual maturity blossoms most vibrantly in prayer's waiting rooms. Lewis's letters reveal profound growth patterns emerging through persistent prayer, especially when desired answers remain elusive. His correspondence traces how apparent divine silence often catalyzes deeper spiritual development than immediate answers might foster. Most striking among these insights is how unanswered prayers strip away superficial faith. One particularly moving account details someone whose career spiritually transformed into deeper seeking of divine wisdom and purpose. Prayer itself evolves as spiritual maturity develops. Lewis's correspondence shows how people's prayer content shifts from predominantly asking for specific outcomes toward seeking divine perspective and alignment with God's purposes. These maturing prayers reflect growing trust in divine wisdom, even when circumstances remain challenging. Beyond mere patience, authentic spiritual growth manifests through changing attitudes toward unanswered prayers. Fascinating patterns emerge as people develop prayer maturity. Initial frustration with unanswered requests often gives way to appreciation for how divine responses shape character and deepen faith. Lewis's correspondence reveals how this journey typically involves periods of doubt and questioning, ultimately leading to more robust spiritual understanding. Raw honesty characterizes spiritually mature prayer, as seen throughout Lewis's letters. Rather than maintaining polite religious facades, growing believers learn to express genuine emotions while maintaining trust in divine wisdom. This authenticity before God marks significant spiritual development, moving beyond superficial prayer habits toward genuine relationship. Within these personal exchanges, Lewis illuminates how unanswered prayers often serve as spiritual growth catalysts. People who persist in prayer despite apparent silence frequently discover themselves developing unexpected spiritual strengths and insights. Such experiences suggest that divine wisdom sometimes withholds immediate answers, precisely to facilitate deeper spiritual maturation processes. Mystery permeates prayer's deepest essence, defying simple explanations or formulas. Lewis's letters consistently acknowledge this profound truth, embracing divine mystery as essential rather than problematic. His correspondence reveals how accepting prayer's mysterious nature often leads to deeper faith rather than diminished confidence. Most compelling within these exchanges are Lewis's insights about mystery's role in spiritual growth. Rather than viewing unclear prayer outcomes as divine rejection, he suggests they might indicate engagement with realities beyond human comprehension. One particularly profound letter describes how embracing mystery in prayer opened new dimensions of spiritual experience for someone struggling with seemingly unanswered requests. Beyond intellectual puzzles, prayer's mysterious aspects point toward divine transcendence. Lewis's correspondence frequently addresses how human inability to fully grasp prayer's workings actually reflects God's greater wisdom and complexity. His letters show how this perspective transforms apparent divine silence from frustration into awareness of deeper spiritual dimensions. Part 1. The study of prayerful thinking and living goes deeper than the other components of prayer. Surprisingly, mystery in prayer often strengthens rather than weakens faith. Throughout his letters, Lewis describes how accepting unknowns in prayer creates space for more authentic spiritual relationship. People who stop demanding complete understanding frequently discover richer prayer experiences, finding peace amid uncertainty rather than requiring absolute clarity. Secret mystery differs fundamentally from mere confusion or randomness. Lewis's insights reveal how prayer's mysterious elements reflect divine wisdom operating beyond human perception rather than arbitrary or capricious responses. His correspondence documents numerous cases where initially mysterious prayer outcomes later revealed previously unrecognized wisdom. Within these personal exchanges, Lewis illuminates how mystery in prayer serves as invitation rather than barrier. People who embrace prayer's mysterious aspects often develop more nuanced and mature faith, moving beyond simplistic cause and effect expectations toward deeper spiritual awareness. Such experiences suggest that divine mystery might actually enhance, rather than hinder, genuine prayer relationship. Raw honesty about prayer's mysterious nature emerges repeatedly in Lewis's letters. Rather than pretending to have all answers, he acknowledges how divine wisdom operates in ways that sometimes transcend human understanding. This candid approach helps others accept mystery as natural part of spiritual experience rather than problem requiring solution. Practical wisdom flows abundantly through Lewis's letters regarding prayer application. His correspondence offers specific insights for approaching seemingly unanswered prayers with renewed perspective and deeper faith. These principles emerge not from theoretical speculation, but from lived experience and intimate spiritual struggle. Most significantly, Lewis advocates maintaining prayer journals to track divine responses over time. His letters reveal how written records often expose answers previously overlooked or misunderstood. One compelling example describes someone who discovered, through reviewing old prayer journals, how apparently rejected requests actually received better responses than originally sought. Beyond simple petition, Lewis suggests incorporating gratitude into prayer regardless of visible outcomes. His correspondence demonstrates how thankfulness, amid apparent silence, develops spiritual resilience and maintains hope. This practice shifts focus from what remains unanswered to recognizing subtle ways divine wisdom operates in daily life. Prayer partners emerge as another crucial element in Lewis's practical advice. His letters frequently mention how sharing prayer experiences with trusted friends provides perspective and encouragement during waiting periods. These relationships offer support while navigating apparently unanswered prayers, preventing isolation and maintaining faith through challenging times. Specific prayer times combined with spontaneous conversation create balanced prayer life. Throughout his correspondence, Lewis emphasizes how this dual approach develops deeper spiritual connection. Regular scheduled prayer builds discipline, while ongoing dialogue maintains intimate divine relationship throughout daily activities. Within these personal exchanges, Lewis stresses reading scripture alongside prayer. His letters show how biblical engagement provides context for interpreting apparent divine silence and strengthens faith during waiting periods. This practice grounds prayer experience in broader spiritual wisdom rather than relying solely on emotional responses. Raw honesty in prayer stands out as essential in Lewis's practical guidance. His correspondence encourages expressing genuine feelings while maintaining basic trust in divine wisdom. This balanced approach allows authentic emotional expression without abandoning faith, creating space for both human struggle and divine grace. Beyond mere technique, these practical applications foster deeper spiritual connection. Lewis's insights reveal how consistent prayer practices, even amid apparent silence, gradually transform both prayer and prayer. Such wisdom offers concrete steps toward maintaining faith and hope while navigating prayer's mysterious aspects. Profound truths about unanswered prayers emerge through Lewis's intimate correspondence, revealing dimensions often overlooked in traditional spiritual discussions. His personal letters illuminate how apparent divine silence frequently conceals deeper wisdom, working through time and circumstance to achieve greater purposes than initially sought. Journey through Lewis's insights reveals prayer not as simple transaction, but as transformative relationship. What might seem like rejection often indicates divine wisdom operating beyond human perspective, weaving individual requests into broader tapestry of spiritual growth and eternal significance. These discoveries reshape our approach to seemingly unanswered prayers, offering hope amid apparent silence. Most powerfully, Lewis's correspondence demonstrates how unanswered prayers frequently become catalysts for unexpected growth. Through divine wisdom surpassing human understanding, rejected requests often protect from unseen consequences or guide toward greater good. This perspective transforms waiting periods from mere delays into opportunities for deeper spiritual development. Sacred mystery within prayer emerges not as obstacle but invitation to greater faith. When viewed through lens of divine wisdom, apparently unanswered prayers reveal themselves as instruments of spiritual formation, developing character qualities that immediate answers might never foster. Such insights offer comfort and courage to continue praying, despite uncertain outcomes. Beyond theoretical understanding, practical application of these principles creates foundation for mature prayer life. Through consistent practice, honest expression, and willingness to embrace mystery, prayer becomes pathway to deeper spiritual relationship rather than mere wish fulfillment. This approach transforms apparent divine silence from discouragement into opportunity for growth. If these insights about prayer's deeper dimensions have resonated with you, take a moment to support this channel's mission of sharing spiritual wisdom. Hit that like button to help others discover these transformative truths about prayer. Subscribe to join our community of spiritual seekers and never miss future explorations of faith's profound mysteries. By subscribing, you'll gain access to more content diving deep into spiritual wisdom that can transform your relationship with prayer and divine guidance. Each video offers unique insights drawn from great spiritual thinkers, helping you navigate life's challenges with greater wisdom and faith. Together, we're building a community dedicated to understanding prayer's deeper dimensions. Join us on this journey by subscribing now and clicking that notification bell. Your engagement helps spread these vital spiritual insights to others seeking similar understanding.